You know how everyone has rules with money, but most of them are just lazy expectations like, I probably should save, I shouldn't overspend. But the thing is, nothing with those statements are clear or non-negotiables. For a long time, that was me. The rules for me were basically, I hope it all works out. Minimalism changed that for me, not just in my stuff, but in my money. I realized I didn't need 27 budgeting tricks or 19 accounts. I just needed a handful of simple money rules that I actually stick to, no matter what. As in, whether I feel broke, rich, stressed, lazy, tired, emotional, the rules don't change. So in today's video, I want to share the 7 minimalist money rules I follow no matter what. These are lifesavers that keep me from quietly destroying my future with normal habits. You don't have to copy them exactly, but I hope they give you an idea for your own non-negotiables. So let's get into it. Number 2, there must be a gap between what I earn and what I spend. So the first rule is, I never aim to spend everything I make. There has to be a gap. Even if it's tiny, even if it's awkward, the gap is where all the good stuff lives. Saving, investing, debt payoff, and breathing room. So no gaps mean no progress. For years, my income would go up and my spending would just rise to meet it. I wasn't balling out, but I was doing what everyone else was doing. Upgrading my lifestyle in small ways every time more money shows up. I bought new clothes, expensive food, and even started going out more. It felt normal, but I stayed stuck at the same level because every raise has gotten eaten by more little things. Now, minimalists may look at my income differently. If I make more, the first question isn't, what can I upgrade? It's, how can I protect the gap? Because I decide how much I want my life to actually cost. And I try to hold the line even as my income changes. Some season, the gap is big. Some season, it's small. But the rule is, there's always a gap. Even if it's $20 a month. The point is, I make it a habit to keep that space. If my spending ever start creeping up to match my income, that's a sign that something is off. Number 2, I pay myself first, not last. This rule is all about money for future me goes out before anything else. That includes saving, investing, emergency fund, whatever the current focus is. I treat those like a bill I owe to myself, not an extra if there's anything left. Back in the days, I did the opposite, right? I paid the bills and then see what was left over at the end of the month. Spoiler alert, it was never a lot. And if there was anything left, I convinced myself I could always make up for it, which I didn't. Now, as soon as money comes in, I take off something for future me, meaning automatic transfers and recurrent investment. And whatever system you want to use, it happened first. After that, rent, food, bills, they get paid. But what I don't do is, I don't sacrifice my future so I can feel a little richer for 2 weeks. Even if it's a small amount, that's non-negotiables. 5, 10, 15, whatever season I'm in. The rule isn't to pay me first, then live on the rest. That's the minimalist part. Also, the rest is what defines my lifestyle, not the total income. Number 3, I don't carry high interest debt for normal life. So for number 3 is, I don't use debt to fund a normal month. No matter how acceptable it is, I don't want credit card or buy now pay later to become my default backup for basic life. If my car breaks down, if there's an emergency bill, that's one thing. But using debt for groceries, night out, random shopping, or clothes I don't actually need, that's a hard no. In my messy era, I ignore my balances. The minimum payment felt doable, and let's not forget, right? Everybody else had credit card debt. So I told myself it was just a normal part of adulthood. Meanwhile, interest was quietly eating my money every month. Now, my rule is simple. If it goes on a credit card, my plan is to pay it off in full. If I can't realistically pay it off quickly, I don't buy it. Instead, I wait. I save, or I find cheaper option. And you might be wondering, is this always fun? Well, no. But it's such a clean rule to live by. It keeps me out of the danger zone where I owe myself for spending too much money. Minimalism isn't just about removing unnecessary weight or high interest debt. It's also about removing the non-essential stuff and maintaining intentionality. Number 4, I delay non-essential purchases even if I can't afford them. So I almost never buy non-essential stuff on the first impulse. I delay it. Not forever, but long enough for the emotional storm to pass. And here's how it looks in real life. If I see something I want, a top, a gadget, another outfit, my default isn't add to cart. It's okay, cool, I'll think about it. I'll screenshot it, I'll save it, and wait 24 to 48 hours, usually at least overnight. If I still genuinely want it after the wait, and it fits my budget, then I'll consider buying it. But you would be amazed how many times things just evaporate. They were urgent for like 10 minutes, and then they disappear from my brain. In my past, that used to be my money leaving with them. The rule isn't you never get to buy anything fun. You have to understand, right? In the moment, you have to understand your feelings don't get to swipe your card by themselves. There's always a smarter second look. And delaying it is the minimalist hack that filters out the noise. And whatever survives the delay is usually worth it. Number 5, I keep fixed monthly costs as low as I reasonably can. So I'm extremely picky about what I let become a monthly bill. Subscriptions, memberships, leases, upgrades, anything that turns into a recurrent payment, get a hard look. Because fixed costs are what traps you. They're the reason people feel stuck in jobs they hate or cities they don't love. Once your overhead is high, your choices shrink. So my rule is this. Before I signed up, I asked, do I want to carry this every month, even if my life gets stressed or my income drops? If the answer is not really, then it's a hard no. This doesn't mean I live on nothing. I'll absolutely pay monthly for things I truly use and value, but I'd rather have fewer subscriptions I actually love than 10 random ones draining me quietly. Minimalism here is about flexibility. If I keep my fixed base low, it's so much easier to pivot, take risks, travel, change job, or scale back for a while. I never want my bills to bully me into staying somewhere I've outgrown. Number 6, I buy fewer things, but I expect them to work hard. So check this out, right? I don't buy a lot, but what I do buy, I expect them to work for me. This applies to clothes, gadget, home stuff, even apps. I used to buy things because they were cute, on sale, or trending. Now the question is, how many times am I actually going to use this? And is it worth the cost per use? If something is cheap, but I'll use it twice, that's not a good deal. If something is more expensive, but I'll use it 100 times, suddenly that expensive thing is actually better value. So instead of 10 random shirts, I'd rather have 2 I love and wear constantly. Instead of 6 kitchen gadgets I use twice, I want 3 tools I use every week. Instead of 5 different apps for productivity, I want one that actually fit my workflow. This will keep my space calmer and my money better spent. It forces me to think long term, not will this be fun for the next 48 hours? Because minimalism is about editing, right? So I edit my purchases so I'm surrounded by things that work for me, not just sitting there. Number 7, every dollar has a job, even if the job is enjoyment. So the last rule is no mystery money. Every dollar I have is either taking care of me right now, taking care of my future me, or intentionally funding the happy me. I don't do that extra money just floating around and disappearing. So if there's money in the account, it has a purpose. Sometimes that purpose is serious, such as bills, saving, investing, and debt. Sometimes it's fun, eating out, trips, gifts, hobbies. But either way, I know what it's for. This doesn't mean I track every cent in a hardcore way or that I never spend spontaneously. It just means that I'm not guessing and I have a loose plan. For example, this amount is for living, this amount is for future goals, and this amount is for free fun. So at the end of the day, I'm not trying to micromanage my life. I'm just not letting a lot of money sit around and not doing anything. So when every dollar has a job, you stop accidentally funding things you don't care about and start deliberately fueling the things that you do. So those are the 7 minimalist money rules I follow no matter what. Are there exceptions? Well, life is life, things happen, but these rules are my default setting. When I drift away from them, that's when I start feeling stressed and out of control. When I come back to them, money feels calmer, not perfect, but just calmer. So thank you guys for watching today's video. If you gained any value from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and push the notification bell for more on sustainable fashion, personal finance, and minimalism. I'll see you guys on my next video.